Dynamic cocktail conversations, candid insights from startup founders, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders from around the globe.
So Carbon Cache is an application where students can see how much electricity their building uses and then compare them to other buildings on campus, as well as other universities. And what we really do is incentivize students to actually conserve electricity in their day-to-day lives. To change their behavior so that they can actually conserve. So if a student is living in a dorm room and doesn't get an electric bill and they don't know how much they're using or how much it costs and they don't pay for it because it's factored in their room and board, they really lack an incentive or any basic reason to actually change their behavior and save electricity in their daily lives. So like unplugging appliances when they're not using them, turning off lights, turning off even their TV or gaming console. If you don't have a reason to turn these things off, you won't. And if you don't know how much electricity they're using, it doesn't even matter. It's as if to a student, electricity is non-existent. So what we do is we show them, okay, here's this thing, it exists. We explain it to them. This is where your electricity comes from, burning coal or natural gas. These are the effects of that, right? So you make them environmentally conscious as well as conscious of their own consumption. And so that's the cool bit. And not only that, but it's right on their phone. And they can go ahead and get rewards for reducing their consumption. So if, say, a student reduces their electricity consumption over the course of a month, and it's less than what we project them to based on averages and other standardizations, we'll actually give them points that they can take and go to these retailers that are participating in our program and redeem them for exclusive offers that they wouldn't be able to get on other apps like, say, Campus Specials or something like that. The ultimate goal of what we're doing is to create a generation of college students that are conscious of what they're doing when they use electricity or energy in their lives in order to try and stem global warming. It's really the big issue. If we can get students to start changing their behavior as they are molding into the person they're going to become for the rest of their lives, and the little things like turning light switches off. And the big picture is not going to stem the actual progress of global warming. It'll help a little bit, but the true value of it is to actually tap into the social access or the social capital of students and make them think, oh, well, wait, that's what's going on when I do this. And all of a sudden, maybe someone who is a finance major or a marketing major or a biology major is thinking about these things as they go forward. So it's introducing sustainability and sustainable thinking into their daily lives. And so hopefully creating that and then expanding that social capital outward. When people say, oh, are you going to compete with O-Power? Because O-Power is the giant of behavioral energy efficiency in the world. We will eventually, but our focus is on renter-occupied multifamilies, not owner-occupied residential. So that's a space that is ripe for basically behavioral energy efficiency, because there's this weird dynamic where you have someone living in the building, but they don't own the building. They may or may not pay the bill. It's 50-50 based on how the landlord decides to deal with it. And they end up lacking an incentive to conserve electricity. So it's a strange dynamic that the bigger companies who are already in the space, like O-Power, don't want to deal with.